Cups is a weekly program where community members and entrepreneurs can get together, and one entrepreneur steps on stage and shares their story, how they started their business, maybe the ups and downs that they've experienced.
The whole idea behind 1 Million Cups is to change the face of our community over 1 million cups of coffee. If you want to be part of that, you should be there.
The conversations that I see happen before and after 1 Million Cups is really inspiring. It's not a here's what we could do, it's a we are doing it and here are the steps and the progress that we've made.
I block 1 Million Cups off on my calendar every week. I try and make it as often as possible. And when we have new people or new businesses come into the community, it's one of the first things that we recommend they do.
I always say entrepreneurship is like hitting in baseball. It's contagious. And so if you have folks in the community that are starting their own business, talking to other folks in the community that are interested in starting their own business, that now becomes contagious and makes them want to start their business.
And you've got a good, diverse group of individuals that are in the audience every week. Whether or not they're on stage, it doesn't matter. We're not asking questions at the door. You've got people who will probably never be on the stage, but they're there and participating in the conversation with the entrepreneur.
For me personally, that's really the best part of 1 Million Cups. I love to see these people. I probably wouldn't see them any other time in the week all together, and I think that's really unique about 1 Million Cups as well, is it gives us all a chance to have kind of a routine to get together.
We've had 150 speakers present at 1 Million Cups. We've been doing this since 2014.
Everyone who attends 1 Million Cups every week is there to help. They want to support entrepreneurs, they want to support growing businesses, they want to see our community grow and change in wonderful ways.
My name is Janelle Hartford. I am one of the organizers of 1 Million Cups in Bismarck and Mandan.
My name is Nathan Schneider. I'm the Director of Business Development with the Bismarck-Mandan Development Association.
I'm Kate Herzog. I'm the Assistant Director at the Downtown Business Association in Bismarck.
My name is Lexi Presler, and I'm the Idea Center Program Coordinator.
Come join us every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. downtown Bismarck at Dakota Stage.
Good morning. My name is Alexis Bachler. I'm 19 years old. I go to Dickinson State University and I'm studying elementary education. So today I'm going to do 2 originals for you guys. And the first one, I wrote it for one of my best friends that I met in college. Her best friend recently passed away. And so one morning I woke up and it was like an angel was telling me to write this girl a song. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that, and I'm going to write her a song. So I hope you guys like this one. Devastation beyond words. Nothing I do will heal this hurt. Way too young and way too fast. How long will this broken heart last? Beautiful, come down to me. Show me grace, watch over me. I'll pray God's word, shed a tear, wishing you were here, but you're not, because God needed you up there, needed you up there. I know it's hard to understand, just have to let go and trust God's plan. Someday we'll all see her again. She'll be in our hearts until then. Beautiful, come down to me. Show me grace, watch over me. I'll pray God's word, shed a tear, wishing you were here, but you're not, because God Needed you up there. Needed you up there. Kind-hearted and compassionate. She loved you more than life itself. Beautiful daughter and a beautiful friend. We might need some medical help, 'cause it doesn't feel right moving on without you. No, it doesn't feel right moving on without you. Beautiful, come down to me. Show me grace, watch over me. I'll pray God's word, shed a tear, wishing you were here, but you're not, because God needed you up there. Needed you up there. Thank you. All right, so the next one I'm gonna do is called My Best Life, and I wrote this one a couple months ago, and it's kind of just about realizing all of the little things in life. I've always been one to appreciate those little things, and I don't know, one day I woke up. It's always when I wake up in the morning, it's like, I'm gonna write a song today. And so yeah, this one just kind of talks about all the things I love, and so I hope you guys like this one as well. Hitting all green lights on a Friday night, running into an old friend at the bar. When a hard work day passes by and the rain wash off your dusty car. Oh, I know it's hard, but there's always a bright side. And I don't know about you, but I'm here to live this life. When I don't know what's gonna happen, I try my best to keep on laughing. Sometimes that's all we can do. When the rain starts to pour, I'm not afraid anymore, 'cause I know there'll be a rainbow. Yeah, I'm doing alright. It feels good to be alive. I'm having a great time, living my best life. Living my best life. When you find a tan in your leather jacket, oh, the sun shines on your face just right. Found a lucky dime on the pavement. I don't know about you, but I love this life. When I don't know what's gonna happen, I try my best to keep on laughing. Sometimes that's all we can do. When the rain starts to pour, I'm not afraid anymore, 'cause I know there'll be a rainbow. Yeah, I'm doing alright. It feels good to be alive. I'm having a great time, living my best life. Living my best life. I know it's hard, but there's always a bright side. And I don't know about you, but I'm here to live this life. I know it's hard, but there's always a bright side. And I don't know about you, but I'm here to live this life. When I don't know what's gonna happen, I try my best to keep on laughing. Sometimes that's all we can do. When the rain starts to pour, I'm not afraid anymore, 'cause I know there'll be a rainbow. Yeah, I'm doing alright. It feels good to be alive. I'm having a great time, living my best life, living my best life. There's always a bright side. I'm living my best life. I'm living my best life. Thank you so much.
Okay, another round of applause for Alexis. I wish when I woke up I could think of a song. I'm just like, oh,
1
you
Million Cups is a
dehydrated.
weekly-
All right. Speaking of, that's why we're drinking all this coffee right now. So my name is Kayla. I will be your MC today. You can tell because I've got my 1 Million Cups shirt on, which I could not find this morning, and I've had a moth problem recently. So I was like, did those guys eat it? But it turns out they had just folded it and put it in a different drawer than usual. That said, welcome to 1 Million Cups. I want you to download and check in on our app. How many folks here, this is your first time at 1 Million Cups? Ooh, we have some hands. Oh, that's exciting. We're live streaming as well. Even if you're sitting at home live streaming, I want you to check in so we can see who is joining us. I think I even convinced my twin sister in Michigan to watch. So everyone say, hi, Kristen. Yay, we don't look alike, so it's okay. All right, so what is 1 Million Cups? Why are we here? Oh, wait, first I'm gonna thank our sponsors. These folks help us stick around all year round. Seasonal allergies may come and go, but not these guys. They're with us all the time, and we'd like to thank them. So if you see any of these folks, you know, out and about, give them one of those like elbow things we're supposed to do now. All right, so 1 Million Cups is a free weekly program where we meet up with a couple local startups and we give them an opportunity to pitch their idea, talk about what they're doing, and then ask them some questions. We give them some advice, give them some feedback, we give them some free coffee. The whole idea is how can we change the face of our community by connecting all of our local entrepreneurs over 1 million cups of coffee. It's a pretty good thing to do. I want you to remember to use hashtag 1MCND if you have any questions. So if you're out there watching us live, if you're too shy to ask a question, you can use this hashtag or comment on the live feed, and we will get somebody to ask that question for you so our presenters can tell you a little bit about what they're up to. Okay, community announcements. I know I'm supposed to say that our next job board is August 5th. If you have a community announcement, you can come on up. Get on up here, you guys. So if you have an opening for one of your businesses, establishments, we want to make sure that those folks get a chance to hear about what you're doing. So tell us what you got going on, and we'll give you a chance to talk about it. Lakin, you're up.
Cool. Hi, everybody. My name is Lakin Ani. I am wearing a couple hats today, as always. First, I'm going to talk about TEDx, and I really enjoy TEDx season because I get to just wear TEDx t-shirts all the time, and I don't have to think about my wardrobe, and that's wonderful. So tickets are on sale. We're doing an in-person live event August 13th at the Bismarck Event Center. So we moved there for a couple of reasons. Social distancing, obviously. It's going to allow us the opportunity to move chairs. We'll have all of the hand sanitizer. We're discussing masks. All the things. So feel comfortable. We want you to be included, and we want you to join us on August 13th for TEDx Bismarck. Oh, here's our next one. This is my women's business center hat that I'm wearing. Also another in-person event, July 31st. We'll be at the Quality Inn, 832 Inn, and we're going to be learning from guest trainer Andy Anderson about the art of the talk. So tickets for sale at mwbc.com. You can find us on the website, and we would love to see you there. Thank you.
Hey, hello. I'm wearing a couple of hats as well. This is my NMC. My moss put mine in the same drawer. I don't know what's up with that. It's so weird. But also, and
I used to wear my mohawk the other day.
aren't you crazy?
It was terrifying.
We have another event that's coming back. It'll be our 4th annual book club. So if you've not heard of this is an opportunity where we get some of the best brains around, both local and national, to come in and talk about things that are shaping up your world. Things that are already here and things that are coming in the future.
being everyone like that. All right, so today we're going to bring Yes to the stage. That's YESS in the Melissa store. Yes believes that by empowering people with disabilities, they minimize barriers, advocate for inclusion, and educate the community of their specific disabilities. They also want to show that friendship and care to create support for youth and that support is common. We have more similarities than we have differences. Their capabilities
our
Yeah.
president.
And that's really where my story continues. I was telling you I was working with my best friend, and first it was a work, and then, we are the bestest of friends now. And she graduated high school, and when she graduated high school, I noticed a change in her attitude. I noticed a change. She was so upset. She lost so many of her friends. They're still her friends, but it's different when you're far away. I'm so busy. And I was like, I cannot do anything else with my life. I need to focus on school. But I realized life isn't always about me. It's not always about us. It's about the people we work with and our friends. And that's really when YES got started. So as Vicki was saying, one of their goals is to work on peer-to-peer supports and transitioning. And so that's where YES came into play. It started with 7 individuals, and it really has progressed from there. It started in January of 2019. Of course, the planning started way before, and it's really taken off since then. Like I said, it's for young adults with and without disabilities, but primarily is run by young adults with disabilities. And our board member, Radek, said something really impactful that's always stood out to me about what we do. We're a group created for people with disabilities by people with disabilities. That's what makes us unique. You'll often see in the community many organizations that are run to serve people with disabilities, but it's run by people who don't. How can you work with a population, A, when you maybe don't have a disability, that's fine, but B, when you're not taking the population you serve, when you're not taking their opinions and their thoughts into what you do. And so that's what we really ultimately change, we're working to change. What do we do? How do we do this? What do we do with our young adults? We do so many things, and I can talk to you for hours, but I want to go through it really quickly. A big portion is what we do is peer activities. We do a mocktail mixer. This is an annual event, sadly, due to COVID. This year it had to be put on hold. We do bowling, Embrace Your Disability Conference, which I'll talk to you in a few minutes. We do awareness walks. We do bonfires. We participate at legislature. One of our big gaps in our community is not seeing young adults participate with their civil duties. And we work on changing that and saying, hey, I know you don't know what you're doing, but let's go through it together. And I was telling so many people, I have never done a lot of this stuff, so we're going to figure it out together, and we're going to get through it. So we're filling that gap. We're also doing bi-monthly board meetings, and we're doing so much more. If you want to come to some of our events, I know many of you are watching at home, go log onto Facebook real quick and look up Youth Empowering Social Status, and you can stay tuned with our events.
We only have 15 events.
Yeah. We also have educational conferences, and we're going to talk a lot about that. We, on July 23rd, tomorrow, we're going to be having a virtual conference that's free of charge. You get 4 social work CEUs if you need that. And it's going to be talked by people who have disabilities. You don't have to have a disability to come. You don't have to be a young adult. I don't care who you are, but you should come, because no matter where you work in the community, you're going to serve someone who has a disability. And it's up to us as entrepreneurs to educate ourselves and be like, hey, I don't know what you're going through, but I'm here to learn. We also volunteer. You can see we're always at the soup kitchen. We're at awareness walks. We're giving our time to give back. We also work to educate. We're often talking at conferences, giving our opinions, hearing our voices. The Department of Public Instruction often has us talk to special educators and general educators, and they are always like, wow, we've never heard of this before. And I'm like, really? You've never heard people talk with disabilities? So we're really making a change. We also do peer support, and we aim to create friendships that last a lifetime. Healthy and safe friendships, educated friendships, and fun friendships. And we do this at our events, but tonight I'm going out with a bunch of our friends through our group to go out to lunch. And so while things happen at our events, they also happen outside too. And, some people ask, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
And I always say, well, the youth is the future now, and the youth is the future in 5 years later. It's going to be the same. But it's what we do in 5 years that's really going to make a difference. And I want Vicki to talk a little bit about what we're seeing ourselves change and what we hope to see in the future.
Do we have time to do that? Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Right, what we'd really like, especially through this conference, we've got people registered throughout the whole country, people who hold professional jobs with and without disabilities, and then youth, because one of our speakers is Tyler McNamara, who wrote, at 17 years old, wrote a book, Population One, Autism, Adversity, and the Will to Succeed. And he actually has a Facebook Autism One following. So when people saw that they would have an opportunity to freely listen to one of Tyler's speeches, because he charges a lot of money because he's able to. So now we've got a lot of people registered, and we're hoping to it's going to be very successful. I've been shadowing Blind Joe for 2 years and asking him if he'll come back and do this conference for us. And he said, sure. Then he went to Nashville. He said, yep, keep me in touch. And they were all gonna come, but unfortunately they can't. So it'll all be done virtually, and it'll be tomorrow, and it's been kind of hectic, but we're really hoping to be able, I think it's even better this way because we're reaching all throughout the United States, and they're gonna see this group that we represent and fall in love with them. One of our speakers from our last year's conference from New York, he is an amputee. His mom had to decide to amputate her 10-month-old baby's leg from the knee down because there was a possibility it might affect him later on in life and could kill him, and so she did. Well, he wanted to come back this year, and so this year we're bringing him and his mother back, and they're going to be doing as one of our presentations. So it's going to be amazing. These kids they give me so much inspiration that I can't retire yet.
I mean, COVID has affected all of us as entrepreneurs and as business people, but we really are doing our very best to not let it affect us. Well, it may be virtual, and that stinks. We're going to reach so many more people, and we're really hoping to reach some of you guys, people in North Dakota, people who run businesses, people who work with other people, because that's what really matters. It doesn't matter how we do it, as long as we can get our message across and that we can reach you.
And we've already had people call us and have Erin and I zoom in on their staff meetings and say, how did you do this? How did you make this successful? Because we haven't been able to.
Yeah.
And it's Tyler McNamara's dad said, we've been doing this all over the country, doing these presentations. Something different about you is you're friends. You're all friends. And they are. At the drop of a hat, they can say on our Facebook Messenger, let's go out to eat, and 17 of them will show up. So,
yeah.
Are we done?
Time flies by so fast up here, you guys. You have no idea.
Well, we got a lot of questions for you. So
Good.
Thank Vicki and Erin. Okay, so we've got a mic runner. If you have any questions, you can use #1MCND, and we will ask your question out to the audience. If any of the audience members have questions, you can raise your hand. I want to ask, how did you come up with the name Yes?
Well, forever it was called Dcil's youth group. I'm like, well, that is such a mouthful. So we sat down and we were like, okay, we got to come up with something creative, guys. And it really was made by young adults. Like, I threw out, we should have a short acronym, and they're like, okay, and somebody's like, what about YES? And I go, okay, well, what's it gonna stand for? And I mean, they just cranked that thing out in 5 minutes. I was like, that sounds great, yeah, let's keep it. And it's really stuck ever since.
Yeah, I mean, just like empowering, so yeah, it's pretty intense.
I mean,
I think you live up to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mouthful to say the whole thing, but we're like, yes, and people are like, well, what does that mean? And then I get to tell my story, so it's kind of like a hook and sinker.
So the conference tomorrow is a celebration of the ADA, and so Netflix, during COVID, I was doing not a lot of important things, but I did watch I did watch Crip Camp, which was a documentary about a camp that was run by people with disabilities, or people with disabilities, kind of the same thing you're doing. But also there was this entire movement. There's the women's rights movement, there was the civil rights movement, but there was also people with disabilities and their rights movement. And I had no idea. We don't learn about that in school.
Right.
And they had just as much activism. And I just I didn't realize the ADA was only passed in 1990.
You know, people don't understand it either. We go out to different social groups, and I send the kids, I call them, and they do a presentation. And, you know, people my age don't understand that the peer-to-peer part of this, you know. They'll ask Erin, so what do you do for these people? She's like, they're my friends. We do things together. And it just does not compute. So that's really a big part of what we want to do is to break down barriers as far as the educating people about people with disabilities.
And I love that you brought up the civil rights movement because, I mean, I was born in 1998. I was born way after all of this came about, and sometimes I think, wow, it has not been that long. I mean, that's just insane that people didn't have the same rights, and you still kind of see that kickback, but I mean, it's just, we're really here to celebrate that we have rights, and it's up to us to really educate the community about that.
And
because
really
people are still learning.
How much they've changed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things have changed, but there's still issues, big issues that need to be addressed in that community.
Which is why it's cool you do some of that legislation.
Yeah, and we're going to go out. We got a camera from the mayor's committee to go out and do questions, man on the street type thing. And unfortunately, COVID kind of interrupted that, but we're going to do it.
Okay, I was wondering if, do we have a question? Over there, go for it. I can't see anything.
That's okay. Thanks for being here. I guess my question is, are there other organizations within the state or within other states in the country that with similar missions that you're able to interact with, learn from, share with, those kinds of things?
You know, all the Centers for Independent Living, which is nationwide, have these same 5 core services. So yeah, and we get on conference calls with them, and we're able to share what we're doing and the success that we're having.
But I don't think a lot of groups like YES exist. And I get asked all the time, well, how did you do it? And I go, you got to find one person, and it can't be an adult looking for someone. It has to be like the population you're looking to serve, that population's got to find the others. And so I get asked that all the time. But I truly believe as a young adult that there's not a lot of us out there that exist, like groups like this, which is awesome, but we're changing that because I'm asked all the time how to do it, and we're really trying to help other groups across the country set up something very similar to
And that is one of our goals. We've got Zoom, and we got a whole production center now set up in our conference room where we can Zoom to these other communities and let them be a part of it with the idea of helping them to get their own started.
I think we have some YES members. Would they be willing to say anything about their experience?
Oh yeah, Liz, do you want to talk about your experience with YES?
Are you Liz from the video?
Yeah.
You went to Minot State?
Yeah.
Go Beavers.
These guys are going back there. Both her and Radek are going.
Oh, okay.
Well, my experience is like awesome. I just feel like this group really stands out to all of us, including because it's great services for people to get together, get to know each other, that we can bond as a team, and we grow as who we are, and we don't like stop. No one can judge us. That we just keep going forward, and we don't think that we have disability. If people think you do, we don't let us down or anything. I have learned sometimes in the hard way, sometimes I don't. It's just, I just feel that when I'm with friends, I feel I'm an advocate for those people, and I am really good at like helping those people who need help. I go up to them and ask, no longer are they strangers or not. I just go up and I said, hey, do you need help? And I just think if they don't, I don't understand, but I can see in their face overwhelmed or anything. I just have a big gesture that I could make my community big and I can help those disabilities. Like my passion with kids and with young adults that I want to be a parent.
And we really ask them to have their own voice, which Liz doesn't have a problem. She's the one that does all our PR when the press come to our conferences. And Radek, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yes. Again, my name's Radek Vork, and I am the resident graphic designer for YES. The reason I got started with YES was I recently dropped out of MCAD, which is one of the top art schools in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I dropped out because of my anxiety and my disability, and I came across Yes just by coincidence. I heard about it from my mom. She literally knows the entire disability, the entire state disability field because she's actually the director for the ARC. And the reason why I found my calling Yes is because you guys didn't have a graphic designer on your end, and I was willing to help out with the flyers and infographics for the board, and as well as going out beyond the call of duty and volunteering at the Burley County Senior Adults Program.
He helps the older generation work their devices, and they absolutely love Radek. They don't even want to see me anymore.
Yeah, so it might be a thing, but when Yes came around, I literally didn't have any friends. The only two friends I had were from college, and the rest of my friends just from high school just went off different paths. And when I heard about and I was in the state when I heard about Yes, and then after coming to these board meetings, I became fully involved with Dcil and Yes.
Mm-hmm. And now that you've been involved with Yes, can you tell everybody where you're going in the fall?
I will actually be going to Minot State University for the Advancing Students towards Employment program known as A-STEP, which is actually a thing that Dakota College of Botany does, but it's on MSU campus.
Yeah.
So, and me and Liz are gonna be not in the same dorm, but I'm more the back of the dorm pack.
And I wanted to tell you too, the Golden Path Solutions, I heard Patrick here just by attending, and he's actually come and talked to our group and is talking about getting an app made for youth, special for youth with disabilities, which is amazing. So,
how big is the Yes area? How far do you?
We have 18 counties that we serve in central and southwestern North Dakota.
Yeah, that's a great question too. I even get schools in smaller communities that are calling me saying, hey, I want to bus my entire special education program to come to your events. I'm like, well, they're at 6 o'clock at night. They're like, we don't care. We're coming. And so we serve all over North Dakota, and it's incredible. On our virtual events, we've even had people as far as from Texas tuning in because that's just how great the need is.
And we've even had people that are visiting just their relatives in town and hear that we're having an event. We had a bonfire in my backyard, and we had people from Texas show up for that, a mom and her daughter. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got a question in the back.
Thanks for being here. What a great program. Tell us about your funding resources that make this all happen.
Yeah, that's a great question. We're a nonprofit. Dakota Center for Independent Living has their 503, I believe that's whatever it's called. Anyways, but they're a nonprofit.
501c.
So we're a nonprofit, and we're entirely funded by grants and by donations. And so that's really what makes us run. Our biggest supporter so far has been the North Dakota Council for Developmental Disabilities. And we're also funded by other great supporters in the community.
Blue Cross Blue Shield has given us grant money, but most of those grants are tied to certain activity, things that you can and can't purchase. So our biggest lack of money is for our events where they won't provide for food and some of those kind of things. So that's kind of what we look for as far as donations.
Yeah, so if I have an unexpected expense come up or something else just arises, if it's not in the grant, I can't necessarily do it, which really is very limiting. So we really do rely on private donors, private organizations who fund us, and they always get recognition. We are always saying thank you because you are such the biggest supporters. But to answer your question, it's entirely nonprofit, grant funded, and private donations.
It sounds like for a lot of the things you need, graphic designers, PR people, you look towards
the community.
Yeah, individuals actually within the group.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody, I mean, I put so many hours into this, but our entire group is not paid. I don't get paid for what I do. Raddick, you know, our graphic designer who sits there all night and he's making up flyers, doesn't get paid for what he does.
I get paid on Etsy, so.
He has his own business, but yeah, so it's...
And actually, and I just want to share, Erin is actually getting her master's degree in speech pathology.
Speech-language pathology, yep.
And she's been doing this since she got out of high school. Summer, fall, winter, spring, and she's going to be done finally next year, but she'll have her master's. And so this is just another big time-consuming thing for her, but we appreciate her. This is what everybody needs to get a group started, is somebody that's very passionate. So,
yeah.
When you talk about disability, what does that all encompass for you? Do you include mental disabilities too, or?
That's a great question. When we look at disability, if you identify as someone who has a disability, like I have a mental disability and a physical disability, which is medical, that's included developmental, intellectual, acquired, I mean, the whole scope. We've had people who've had bipolar, multi-personality disorders, I mean, the whole scope, and we're there to serve.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have, like DCIL's thing is, if you have a goal, you want to accomplish something, things that there's maybe some barriers, I mean, we're there to help.
Erin,
Oh, no, she's fine, yeah.
Oh, she's fine?
Yeah.
Carly is a very great spokesperson, and she's smiling up here. Carly has limited verbal skills and uses a communication device. And I love that our friends are like, let Carly talk. Well, it's just a little different, but often our team speaks up for those who maybe don't get a chance to speak. And this is another great example right there, so.
Yep, everybody has a voice.
A question on your peer-to-peer program. So for instance,
maybe don't have a disability and you're like, well, how can I be involved? Just come. I think some of our greatest supporters don't even have a disability and they're just there to hang out. And I mean, sometimes you even forget who and who does not have a disability, and that's ultimately what we're here to do.
And these aren't little events. We had a Christmas event last year, and in our little office, we had like 60-some kids show up. Our events, huh? Yeah, our office, we had every spot. I'm sure my co-workers were a little upset that everything was out of place, but it was amazing. It was simply amazing.
Our rooms are packed. I mean, that's why when we're looking in the future, I mean, we're having to go to different venues because we just can't, our rooms fill. It's the need. I mean, you look at all your high schools, all your youth.
With and without disabilities come.
I could ask, well, how many youth are in the community? Way too many, just so many. And we are here to serve them, so.
So you mentioned there was some good feedback from some of the participants in that peer-to-peer program. You also talked about how part of what makes YES unique is you get feedback from your direct stakeholders, right? It's a very entrepreneurial thing to do, is to go get feedback from your stakeholders to refine the idea. Have any initiatives or programs come from that participation from the clients you serve, or?
I don't think so. What do you, my program director's here. Yeah.
Not that I am aware of, although I will say that we did receive a request from Minot State University. They are trying to start another more on a larger scale of a youth program, but it would encompass many of the independent living areas along with the youth peer support. And so they would like, representation from our center and from the youth. So in that respect, I think, those things are happening for us.
Yeah, I think they could see that we've been successful in that, and it's really important for them to have input from this population.
And I mean, tying into that too with the Department of Public Instruction, how do our schools, what laws do they have, how do they work? They take some of our feedback from students who have left their school, what was really great, what didn't work so well, and I think they kind of tie some of those thoughts into how they run their programs.
I just really too wanted to touch on when you talked about peer-to-peer through Century High School. I think sometimes the public might look at that in a different way because they're saying, well, yeah, those kids are doing that because they're going to get a credit for it. And maybe in the beginning, those kids are doing it for that. But at the end of those semesters, those kids without disabilities are the lives that are being changed. Along with, and we do get a lot of those kids who still want to be involved in our group, and so they're coming to these activities. And like Erin said, just because you have a passion and because you want to make a change. And those are the people that we want to come.
So it sounds like you have a pretty active advisory board within Yes. I saw a lot of videos on your Facebook page, and especially if you're working with 14 to 24-year-olds, like that's a pretty cool life skill to get that early. So how do you determine who gets to take those leadership roles?
Yeah, so our board is entirely youth. We do a voting system. It's a little more laid back, but when it comes to like voting, if you say, I would like to be a board member, great. What do you want to do? What are some of the skills you have? And we work together. And so everything is voted on, and we're kind of having a shift in board members as some people go to college. And so actually we're looking for more board members. So if anybody's out there in the audience and you know someone that does or does not have a disability around the ages of 14 to 24, we do serve people all the way up to age 30 sometimes. So come. I mean, we are always looking for more people to step up and say, I don't really know how to lead, but I want to learn.
And we don't have any problem with them wanting a position.
No.
They all want to be part of it.
I'll say most people come I just want to watch. And then at the end they're like, I want to do this. And I'm like, come next time and let's get you started.
Hi, we've got a question from social media. They say, or Jean says, how could I contact the group for more information on starting a group in another city?
Wow, what a great question. I love people who are like, I want to do that. Vicki, do you want to share some of our contact information?
Yeah, you can contact me at area code 701-222-3636. And we also have a Facebook page, Dakota Center for Independent Living and Youth Empowering Social Status, Yes. And those are good ways to contact us. We get a lot of contacts on our Yes Facebook, even for our conference. There's a gal in Wilton who said, I want to bring my whole class down. And so, yeah.
Yeah, if you even message our business on Yes, it's usually me contacting you back. So
Zoom. Yes. We can, and that's what we're going to do too, is try to Zoom our events so that they can kind of get an idea of how our events work, and that will help them to get their thing. The Zoom conference?
Well, like what we're doing, what we're doing with the board
Radek is asking about what do we do with Zoom. So we do Zoom our events, and we do virtual things right now, but right now we're trying to get back to in-person events, socially distanced. We have protocols in place, but yeah, to answer your question, just contact us and we will help you out. How do you get involved? Contact us and we'll help you out. I mean, just contact us. Like, I love talking to people. So
do you want to give your number?
Oh yeah, you can even call or text me. Like, if your kids are like, I want to go, don't send them to the adults. Send them.
I usually give the numbers to the kids and say, contact this person.
Send them to me. Send them to us. That you can contact me personally, text or phone call. Oh gosh, it's so nerve-wracking giving your phone number out. But 701. Oh my goodness, it's like you're up here, you're blanking on your number. 391. Oh my goodness. Why can't I not think of my phone number? Yeah, just Facebook message me and I'll give you my number. I got a new phone, bear with me, so I'm just I cannot think of my phone number right now.
Life is all numbers and passwords.
Oh my goodness.
There's not enough.
If we didn't have saved my password, I would forget them all. Yeah. So.
All right, we ask the same question at the end of every 1 Million Cups session, so I'm going to pass it over to Tyler.
Yeah, so Vicki, Erin, Radek, Liz, Carly, thank you so much for taking some time and joining us this morning and telling us about the good work you do. Last question we ask every week is, how can our 1 Million Cups community here in Bismarck and Bandan best support you moving forward?
For me, let you answer that too, but for me, it's just the awareness, because there's so many people with disabilities and without disabilities that really have a passion either for working with youth with disabilities or attending groups and getting friendships made. I can tell you guys, these kids are the best of friends, totally the best of friends. They support each other, they have each other's backs. If somebody's sick, they run a basket to their house. That's what Carly or Liz and Erin did yesterday.
I forgot my name.
Yeah.
How can you best support us? I've got a few things. A, be open to education. It's okay that you don't know. It's okay maybe even you think you know, but I just would love to have more businesses educate themselves because you really do serve. Just a teeny tiny quick example. In my class, we are doing a fluency, and we called random businesses in the community with a stutter, and the amount of rudeness we got was unbelievable. And they thought it was a joke. And so that's okay though. I'm like, that's okay. But let me tell you, stuttering isn't a joke, and you just gotta be patient. So educate yourself. What else can you do? I'm always looking for people to donate to us and to work with you. We could always use the funding to help better support our events. And then B is just come. Bring your kids, bring your friends, bring the kid next door that you're like, that kid needs to get away from video games for a few hours. Just come. That's ultimately how you can really support us. But
He's guilty.
Braddock's guilty. We have to pull him away from the video games. But I mean, ultimately, we're just so thankful that we could share our voices here with you today.
Yeah.
I just want to add one quick thing. I know I should be up there, but if you know a parent or you are a parent with a child with a disability, have the courage to just let go and bring them one time. We've had a lot of parents who really don't want to come and drop their kids off. Parents are not allowed in the youth group.
A lot of times.
We understand there are some exceptions with severe medical needs, and there needs to be a caregiver.
Very few exceptions. Although there are a few parents that come and then they meet. They have their own networking support group. So we really don't allow parents to come in, but just try it once. So we've had a lot of parents, like when we had the mocktail, they were so worried about bringing what's going to happen. What do we,
I don't think you'll stay.
Yeah, and Erin's like, give me your phone number, go to the bar, have a drink. We'll call you if anything happens. And lo and behold, 2 hours later, they come back and their
He was the
child
last
is
one to leave.
Happy
He
and
didn't want to
fun,
go.
and so that would be, how can you help us? By telling parents about us and just giving them the courage to just take one step, and it could change not only their lives but the lives of their kids.
And one of our goals too, that just brings this up, I hope I can say this, but is to get a parent youth group panel together to help educate parents.
Yep, that's coming in the future. So that's why if you follow our Facebook page, parents, the youth are going to talk about how our parents helped us, how they maybe didn't help us. And so we're going to be really working on sharing some of those tough things. But I like that Mary said, just take that step. Just come. And you are going to be so surprised. So awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for having us.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right. So make sure you check out the Dakota Center for Independent Living and Yes page. They got an event tomorrow.
Yep. Come.
Not too late to sign up.
Not
I
too late
just
to
need an
sign
email
up.
address.
It's free.
Yeah. And then we'll see all of you next Wednesday when we bring in our Lemonade Day winners and program staff. They're taking the stage July 29th. Lemonade Day Bismarck Mandan is empowering you to become entrepreneurs through the process of creating and operating a business, a lemonade stand. So maybe they could check out your mocktail thing next time. So, all right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. That was so awesome.